Peace, fam. Surrendering to what is, accepting of the present moment that you find yourself in. True acceptance, true surrender, true equanimity. These qualities hold the keys to liberation and freeing yourself from creating misery for the future and creating misery for now, the point you find yourself in. I had a conversation with this elderly gentleman, and he had just started meditating a few years ago. And during our conversation, he shared with me, he was like, yeah, I can, I can sit down for like 5-6 hours in meditation, feeling the sensations of my physical vessel and remaining present with my breath. And I asked him something about during that kind of deep state of meditation, how the nature of time kind of collapses. And I asked for his opinion, or if he had any observations to share. And he gave me this example. He said, imagine you're meditating for 5 hours. You've said to yourself, I'm going to meditate for 5 hours. You get to the first hour, or let's say you get 2 hours in, and you're 2 hours in, and the first 2 hours have been physically painful. You feel your knees, you feel your back. It's been hard mentally because all of this physical pain, and it's the physical pain's been overwhelming, but you've made it to 2 hours, and you open your eyes and you want to check the time, and you're like, oh my goodness, I've got another 3 hours left of this. Immediately the mind brings the past 2 hours of pain and projects it onto the next 3 hours. And so all of a sudden, the present singular moment you find yourself in has now the weight of 3 hours of the future and 2 hours of the past, all in this one point. You've just added 5 hours of pressure, weight, misery into one moment. And he gave me this example, and I was just like, whoa, that's quite profound. Because obviously with this example, with meditation, it makes sense. And for me at the time, I was doing like 10 hours of meditation a day, so I really resonated and understood what he was saying. But that same premise can be taken with anything. How often is the mind pulling misery from the past or pulling pain from the past and bringing it like a thickness into this moment, this frame of reality? And then in the same way, how much illusionary pain is being brought from the future into this moment. And I think for a lot of us, we can kind of be fluctuating between these two, of pulling pain from the past and pulling imaginary pain from the future, and it creates a present moment that is unbearable. It can be easy to not want to reside within the present moment because it's like filled with all of this pain. But it's all pain of the mind, which isn't real. It's very clear, and one can see how the manifestation of escapism comes about and how easy that is, because if the human mind is kind of constantly perpetuating all of this pain into the very moment. Like now, I'm in my room. I'm just here. I can tune into my breath. I can tune into the sensations on my chest. I can hear the wind outside. I can hear the rain. Like in this very moment, this is what is. Yeah, we can be sucked in and pulled into all of this mental activity and mental noise. And then it makes it very hard for ourselves to remain here. And before I went away, I had a few experiences at my work where I would basically be standing for like, there was a few shifts I did where I was genuinely standing in the same place for like 3, 4, 5 hours. And I remember the first day I did it, the noise of my mind was so like chaotic, and I found it really emotionally and physically tough. And as the second day went past, I kind of had more awareness of the want to like escape the present moment. And then by the third day, it was a point of surrender, and I found myself just breathing, just remaining present with the breath. And it was quite a profound experiential knowingness of this information. And even on the third day, and this happened many times after as well. This wasn't just 3 days, but during these moments where I have been called to tune into the present moment for long periods of time and not do much. Even within those moments, the feeling of escapism and what's the time? I wish this would go by quicker. Like these feelings still come up, but what I learned to do was just retune into the breath and just ride it out. The law of impermanence, everything's impermanent. It all changes. That strong sentiment I may have of like, oh my goodness, I only have an hour left of standing here, or I have an hour left of doing this task, or this, or that. That feeling in the present moment, of that singular frame of the moment that you're in, if you run away from it, if you shy away from it, it doesn't run its course, because that's an energy passing through you, that's a physical sensation passing through you. If you don't remain with it, you press the pause button, you don't allow it to run its course, everything is changing, everything is moving forward. It's only when you hold space for it, you surrender to it and accept it, does the physical sensation, the literal feeling on the body, does the energy, the emotion, the energy, emotion, do you allow it to pass? And for me, it always resides in the breath. And what I've understood is even the more intense physical sensations, the more like almost could be crippling physical sensations or emotional pain and physical pain, it can all be passed with the breath. Obviously, depending on the pain, the deeper the breathing is what I found. But remaining present with the breath carries you out of it. Or should I not even say out of it? It carries you deeper into it. And by delving into it and diving deeper into the moment that you find yourself in, a sensation, a feeling, the processing of it, the moving of it increases, and it just keeps on flowing and flowing. Stagnancy has no place. When I was in Mexico, I got hit by a car, and I fell to the ground, and my hat, like this part of my hand was like out, like flapping out, and it was a pretty profound experience because the whole time I was completely equanimous. Like, this is when my higher senses and higher state of being fully took over. I just remained present with my breath. It was very clear as each moment came what action it was I took. I took the action, like, okay, my hand's open and flapping round. Take my t-shirt off, wrap it round, hold it, breathe. And I remember breathing all that, all that, throughout those whole 2 hours of me being on the side of the road, getting picked up, going to hospital, being there, getting stitched. It was just the breath. It was just constant awareness and focus on the breath. And in this particular case, because although I couldn't feel it because of the adrenaline, the breath was of a deeper nature and strong. The breath can take us through anything and everything. But whether it's the breath or is it actually your present moment awareness, your full surrender to what is, just the breath can be a very powerful tool that we can utilize to help us access that state. You know, some of you listening to this, I'm sure you've had experiences where you understand this information to hold truth. And for those of you that are of an intellectual nature, I'm sure you can even conceptually understand this if you haven't necessarily had your own experience with this type of concept or understanding. But something that I would like to suggest and kind of say more is, this isn't really theoretical. This isn't like a theory test. This is a practical test. And for us to take in information, and if the information resonates, that's amazing. And I guess the next thing would be like, if it resonates, let's put it into practice. Let's try and show up in the moments where we feel emotional pain, or we feel fearful or physical pain. And this is a practice. This is something that this is a practice. This is something we must practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice and consistency will take us to where we're destined to go. But another addition to this that I had was, physical pain and emotional pain they are one of the same thing. They're both just physical sensation, yeah. And obviously not all the time, but for me anyway, I've noticed that the emotional pain is normally accompanied with a lot of mental activity, a lot of thoughts, a lot of anxious thoughts potentially. And a very powerful and interesting observation that I made was, okay, all of a sudden, an energy in motion is occurring, an emotion is taking place, and I feel sad, or I feel confused. Let's say I feel confused about something. During that moment, when I tune in Okay, let me backtrack. So I feel confusion, and with this confusion, there is a bunch of mental dialogue. There's a bunch of thoughts coming in and coming out, and it's like a cycle. It's like the physical sensation is then causing the mental aspect, the thoughts to come in. The thoughts then trigger more physical sensation. The physical sensation then triggers more thoughts. It's one constantly reacting to the other. And so when we can kind of break this cycle and place our awareness just on the physical sensation, you start to take away the momentum of this cycle, because this is a cycle that can become quite vicious and quite savage. And that by just placing our awareness on a physical sensation, can we start to halt this cycle and kind of bring things back into balance. And I noticed when one is tuning into the physical sensations, when one has practiced this ability to tune into the body and the sensations of the body in any given moment, and remain equanimous with it, so non-reactive, so just observational, so not making any judgments. It's just, I have tingling on my left shoulder, or oh, there's a sensation of heaviness on my neck, or wherever it is. When one can remain present with the truth of the moment, the truth of the moment, the real truth, the experiential truth that you are having right now are the physical sensations of your body. When you can place your awareness on the truth of this very moment, where your attention goes, it grows. So if your attention, your conscious awareness is placed on the truth of this moment, the truth is physical sensation. I feel pulsating in my right arm, and I'm just here with it, and I'm just staring at it. Sorry, not staring, I'm just observing it, and I'm present, and I accept this. There's no resistance within me. I'm not craving for another physical sensation. I'm not avoiding this physical sensation. I'm just here. This is the truth of this moment, and I am here with it. When your awareness is focused on truth, truth builds and builds and builds. And every time I've had experience with this idea, there becomes a point where the mental dialogue switches from fear-based, and it's like a switch, and you go, oh my goodness, oh damn, we just went. It switches from the fear-based lack to the love-based truth. Where you place your attention, it grows. Energy, what's the saying? Where attention goes, energy flows. And the energy and yeah, that is the saying, but more in the sense of, if you are focused on truth, more truth will come to you. If you are focused on pain and fear, more pain and fear will come to you. And there is always a truth accessible to us at every single moment. That is the bodily sensations we experience. That truth that you can access on the physical level, it then produces the exact antidote or medicine or love-based solution or idea or perspective that you were looking for when all of the fearful thoughts, negativity was taking place. You tuned in to the truth of that moment, and the truth of that moment on a physical level then manifested on the mental level And it happens literally like your perspective, you'll just gain a new perspective that will be based in love and of a higher, just of a higher nature that kind of supersedes. If like your thoughts, if the negative thoughts you were having were like on this level, you tune into physical sensation, you receive like, this is the truth. And then that just falls away. And then now you reside here. It's it's quite it's pretty profound, and yeah, that's all I had to share. Surrendering to this moment, acceptance. May we all keep on practicing and just each day by day, each moment by moment, showing up the best we can. I know I am very much thinking about this as life is moving on for me personally. There are things that I am feeling on a physical level that have brought and manifested themselves as negative thoughts, and kind of reverting back to this, like coming back to this truth and tuning back into the physical sensations and trying my best, because obviously it's not gonna happen all the time. Well, please God it will at some point for all of us, but trying to remain equanimous, trying to keep the awareness in this moment. So yeah. Oh, also guys, I missed yesterday's video. The past couple of days they're a bit mad for me. I was working like long shifts, late hours, and then I'd have to go, and then I'd have to go film a video, and I was going to bed at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and I was just like, I can't do this. So yesterday, I just didn't film my video. So this is day 6 and 7 put into one. Yeah, it's a refinement, and yeah, maybe I'll touch upon that more in another video. Refinement, energy, what's the word? Efficient energy use, like in terms of our lifestyle choices and things of that nature, because yeah, that was kind of a theme over the past few days. Some things were not, there was not efficient energy use at times, so had to switch that up. But yeah, my family, thank you as always for being here. Also, thank you for all the love as well on the past few videos. It's beautiful to be back. And yeah, as always, I send you guys peace. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.